It was all gold.
It was all gold. We're not.
You don't have a stand yet? You haven't got one of these little stands?
Heck no. You were supposed to get me one.
You have to
I got it. See, I've got a nice little. Look at that. Boom. I'm good.
Does it actually work? Yeah. Hello,
See?
internet.
Does that work? Can I put my camera in?
I got it. I'm good.
Alright.
I can still drink. The important part.
Alright.
Yeah, it looks
You're
great as always.
like tap out.
Right?
It could be like a wrestling thing.
So, I'm filming you. Internet.
Take that, you crazy
Take
interwebs.
That looks great, and this is delicious.
It's
Isn't
not
it?
bad at all. No.
Holy.
What is the this that you were talking about? 1 second here. I'm going to just... righto.
Oh, too far.
Hello, everybody. Now I got you guys.
Because, yeah, everybody needs to see us. No. So, look, when did we last see you? That was...
Probably last year
on
this time.
No,
Was it December?
No,
yeah.
on set. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think y'all came, did a little set visit. I mean,
Heck
can you
yeah,
see
we
me
did.
there? Can
You're
I?
good.
What if I do
You're
this
good.
kind of
Look.
thing? We're all right.
I got it.
Yeah, good.
They'll just keep you on your toes.
Yeah, indeed. What have you guys been up to?
Working. What are you
Really?
doing?
We're not here to talk about that.
No, look. I mean, look at this. Though, hang on a second. Ready?
Every time.
Oh,
gotta
Every
see
time.
Every time. Aren't you looking beautiful with that Dark Matter crew shirt? Huh?
It's like
Aren't
with the
you-
crew. Not.
I know.
Somewhat
Aren't I not?
passable and not wearing a Dark Matter shirt.
I almost texted you this morning, like, I'm wearing mine. You
I
make your
almost
decision
did.
based
Yeah.
on that information.
I'm like, that might look a little
We can be
too
twinsies.
Yeah.
And
You
he
should
can
totally
make
be
fun of
twinsies.
us, or...
So we're not here to talk about you guys?
Mm.
Okay, fair enough. All right, what are we talking about?
I don't know. Where do we even start, man? I mean, you've been so busy, not only with Dark Matter Season 3, just finished, kicking ass, and just started, of course, on
Yeah.
Space or Sci-Fi,
Indeed.
wherever you're watching.
Indeed.
And I
Friday
like
night.
that it started, like, pretty much exactly where Season 2 left off.
Yeah, it went boom at the end
Yeah.
of Season 2 and boom at the
Yeah.
beginning of Season 3. That's about
You're
it.
getting, like,
Yeah.
dragged out by your collar, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you look great in a suit.
Yeah, see, they should put me in a suit more often. That's,
They
that's all I'm saying. You know, there's a bit of a
It's
James
gonna be
Bond
so
thing going on
crazy.
there, and I'm down with that. But no, I'm in t-shirts all the time.
Yeah, but that's comfy.
T-shirts are more 3.
They are sort of, although I kind of dug that whole suit thing. It was kind of fun. I liked it. I was
I
sad to
think
see
it's
it
like
go.
me, though. It's like,
Yeah.
I'll dress up for an occasion,
Yeah.
and then it's, like, extra special, and people are like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
I got to say,
It
that's,
has more of an
generally
effect.
speaking, that's kind of like rap parties, right? Where
Yeah.
all of a sudden everyone's like not dressed like some sort of set monkey, and you're like, what?
You clean up good.
Are you on the show? Hi, my name's Anthony. I don't recognize you. You know, literally, it's
You
like,
talk to me every day in the lunchroom.
Yeah. What? Anyway,
Make sure you hold it right for the product placement. There you go.
so
Which is very nice, actually.
no, it is. It's a wonderful, wonderful cider out of Prince Edward County.
Very nice. Not that you have any connection to Prince Edward County at all. No. But, of course,
Yeah,
you do because
yeah.
you're pushing a big theater thing up there right now.
Yeah, actually, well, it's not just me. It's a bunch of us. There's a group who are working hard to bring a permanent home for performance art into the county. Theater, opera, classical music, and we'll start with a festival and move forward into more year-round programming.
That's amazing.
And you've got a theater show coming up, yeah, at the end of the summer-ish?
Yeah, so the Festival Players, which is an organization that I'm not directly involved with, but support and love, and they've been in the county for 10 years, and Graham Abbey from Stratford and from the border, for those of you who are TV fans, he's taking over the head of that theater company next summer, and he is sort of part of that team, working hard towards creating this permanent home. There's a beautiful old music hall in that area that we're hoping to bring back to life.
Because the whole island looks like shit, really. I mean,
100%.
there's like no...
There's no
like beautiful
all.
white sand beaches. Or there's
Who wants to go there?
Wineries and breweries and
Yeah.
cute
Terrible.
little towns and beaches. Yeah, no.
Terrible view all
Terrible
around.
view all around, yeah.
It's a rock, basically. A lifeless rock.
Lifeless fractured rock.
Yeah.
Limestone fractured rock, which is interesting because if you were to go out there, which I'm sure you do every weekend, and if you don't,
I want to.
You should.
I've never been.
well, come on, I live out there. Just come and visit. it's interesting when you go to the wineries and you see what they're growing in the vines. You're like, it's like they're farming rocks here.
Yeah.
Right? Like literally, it's just like rocks.
Nature
with
finds a way, just like Justin
Totally.
Goldblum said.
It totally
Jurassic
does. Yeah,
Park.
it's amazing actually that their machinery can withstand the rocks that this stuff is growing in. But and it's only like a few feet deep, and below that is just like fractured limestone shelves. And somehow
So are there like haunted places? Because apparently ghosts like limestone and water.
I didn't know that ghosts.
They do. I watched
limestone and
Ghost
water.
Hunters, and they said that.
So it must be true.
It must be true.
It's on television. It must be true.
Yeah. In the winter, when there's a lack of sun, a lot of people look fairly ghostly out there,
Yeah.
including myself.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I feel
beyond
like I
that,
do too.
And actually, there is a guy who bought an old mansion in town and is renovating it, and
There's a mansion in town?
There's 3 old mansions, 2 of which have been renovated now, and one of them is like not. And he just bought it. It's this 2 couples out of Toronto, and they are renovating it. And he began by sleeping in the mansion. And
Renovations kick up activity too. I also saw that on television.
Boy. Anyway, so let's just say he's not anymore. So he's not. Yeah.
Interesting.
But he's still renovating it.
Yeah.
Just during the day.
Yeah.
That's right. Where spooky ghosts don't come out.
And then, of course, your work with Handicap International continues.
Yes, it does.
Which is great, because when we were there in March, someone had just won the auction. Was it an auction for the set visit?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It was the best day for us to be there.
It was a cool day for her to be there, for you guys to be there. Yeah, it was pretty neat. The set visit, fantastic, wonderful support. The work with Handicap International continues.
Excellent.
There'll most likely be another auction this coming year, and Jay Firestone was pretty generous with his set visit, and maybe there'll be another one or 2, and we'll see. The fans really respond.
Did you guys get to see him in his cow suit or whatever?
Yeah, he got like a onesie cow pajama or whatever.
My onesie cow pajama? What?
Not you, Jay Firestone.
Jay Firestone. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, what? I'm like, what story is this?
We came back and we're like, what is Jay wearing?
I didn't get a chance to see him in his onesie cow pajama. Right. Well, what is Jay wearing? I mean, really, seriously.
Yeah, on any given day.
Yeah. Generally speaking, it's jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Not unlike 3.
See? Exactly. See? There's a connection there, I'm sure.
We spoke to you about your trip to Laos a little bit, I think.
We did.
Yeah. The trip to Laos happened last October, and it's pretty transformational going to a place like that and seeing the long-term effects of war, and it's really just that. I mean, everything else. Yeah. I mean,
and very long-term. Like that stuff is still sitting there.
That's crazy.
Unexploded.
Terrifying.
Undealt with.
Yeah, I mean, you would figure that if we can't stop ourselves from dropping bombs in each other's heads, at least we could find a better way of doing it. The belligerents at this point in time clearly can't care anymore. They don't care that they've salted the earth.
Yeah.
If they did, that would be a different story. Then you wouldn't be arguing for, hey, listen, can we think of a better way of doing this? But the truth is, the Americans who dropped all those bombs, now they don't want that to be polluted with 80 million unexploded ordnance. So it's no longer a desirable, effective war.
Right.
It's not going anywhere anytime soon, and people are still dying from it. So the real question is, okay, we're not like unicorns and colored balloons here saying, hey, let's just stop war, which would be wonderful, but it's never going to happen, not in my lifetime. But what we can say is we can fight war better.
Yeah.
We can do it in a way that is more humane, and I know that sounds weird, but we've done it. I mean, think of gas.
Yeah.
On the whole, people don't run around gassing each other. On the whole.
Right.
And when it does happen, the individual that does it is a pariah, an international pariah. And on the whole, belligerents do not engage in that. And that's been around for over 100 years. We don't do it. So are there any analogous types of conduct that we can eradicate that make the inevitable conflict between countries or people that make it less deleterious on the civilian population and less long term? And so right now there's a push to, in the same way that the Mine Ban Treaty was signed 20 years ago, and in the same way that the Cluster Munitions Treaty was signed, can we stop the acceptability of using explosive devices, particularly wide area explosive devices in populated areas, which fundamentally kills kids and kills civilians, and it doesn't actually really achieve the objective the way anything else would. And there's plenty of evidence out there that if your objective is to scare the crap out of a population and scare them into submission, it doesn't work that way. In fact, it works the opposite way. It emboldens the population, and there's good psychological reasons for that. So, if you want to destroy infrastructure, destroy it, but we've got targeted weapons. So what are you doing by dropping these bombs with wide area explosive effects in civilian areas? What are you doing? You're killing a bunch of civilians. So we can do better, and Handicap International is centrally involved in that push. And it sounds a little crazy. It sounds like, what, you can get people to stop dropping bombs on cities? Yeah. Right.
Or burying them and just leaving them there for decades
That's right.
to like go off randomly.
And that still happens. I mean, have you heard about it? I don't know. A few weeks ago, in Germany, some Second World War bomb just went off. Right. And that's happening all throughout the world in conflict zones. And Germany was lucky enough to largely be cleaned up, as was France, as was all of Europe. But a lot of these places aren't. So we can do better.
Hell yeah, we can.
Hell yeah.
We should do better.
Yeah.
We're better than that. We are. As a species, we're supposed to be better than that.
And we're also worse than that, but nonetheless.
We suck hardcore, but...
We are both. In fact, as a species, we are a lot like three. We are the best and the worst. We are, the first 8 years of three's life, and we are the Sarah and 5 relationships, but we're also the next 25, 30 years of three's life, and all of the negative impulses that 3 has. The non-trusting base impulses that 3 has. We're all that. It's interesting. Yeah, whereas 3's a complex, fun character to play.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true, and he could have been such a, not a cliche exactly, but like a sort of cardboard cutout. He could have been a stock character.
Yeah, I mean, if you read the internet at all during the first 6 episodes, that's what we were all getting accused of being, stock characters. And people said, I'm done with this stock character BS. But they just didn't
stick it out.
Wait around. Yeah, I mean, that's not what Joe and Paul had in mind. And by the time we got to the end of season 1, it was pretty clear that we were no longer that. And then as the seasons have moved forward, in most shows... you
had a group of people that started out not knowing anything about themselves.
That's it.
Like, that was the whole point, is not to be a stock character, but you had no past. You don't know who you are. You don't know what kind of person you are.
That's it.
You don't even know what your instincts are. You have nothing to trust.
You don't know what your relationship with other people. You have no backstory. You have no subtext. You have nothing. And that all has changed. And this, right now, say season 3, normally is where you pick up. In most, in most series, right? Where you're like, these guys have a past, and everyone kind of knows what it is when you enter into the show, and we all know each other, and so we all know how to behave with and around each other, which we didn't know. We had to acquire it all in front of you guys. Yeah,
cool.
It's fun.
I like how season 2 ended with everybody sort of separated and gone their own way, and you'd already sort of built a tentative core belief in each other. Yeah. But then they just broke that up, killed some people. Yeah. Made everybody have to sort of fend for themselves again. But the premiere of this season sort of brought most people together.
It did, yeah. I mean, I don't think you're ever going to see that change fundamentally. It's a family show. I don't mean you sit down with your kids and watch it like Lassie. I mean, it's a show about a family. And
5 could be kind of Lassie-y.
So who would be Lassie if this was a really smart canine? Who would that be?
I'm not playing with that.
That fixes stuff.
That's right, totally. Littlest hobo might be a little more appropriate. Who would be the littlest hobo?
Yeah.
Every step I take,
Apparently, as a child, I used to cry every time the theme song came on.
Hey, come on, how could you not? This is such a Canadian moment we're having here, drinking Canadian PEC cider.
Look at that!
Bam! Littlest hobo.
But I was pretty happy to see, because the room that we interviewed you in was one of 5's memories from the premiere of this season.
Which is why we couldn't share the...
Yeah, exactly. I was
that's
yes. Right. I still don't know what that big thing was for, but it was it had
it's just random big things.
Yeah.
But
she was fixing wires and stuff.
I got an email from Prodigy when we submitted our Dark Matter set, visits and spot spell check us and name check us and blah, 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 blah. And they said, you can't use that interview yet because that hasn't happened. So and then I got another one say, it can go up now.
It's okay now.
I guess that was after Friday?
Yes. Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the premieres? What?
I'm not there yet.
What? Hang on a second. We have to stop this interview.
I'm walking out. He did. He stopped it.
And so, and cut.
Yeah.
No, it is on the girlfriend's PPR. I need to get over there.
Listen, man, if you want a +3, if you want to get us the numbers, you got to watch it within 3. You got to watch it within 3.
I'll tell her to watch it and then I'll watch it.
Preferably live.
Yeah.
But because she literally added the Space Channel to her Bell choice for me.
Good.
Because she knew Dark Matter was on. She's like, I will add it so we can watch your show.
It's a good story. I don't believe a word of it.
What? Let's call it.
He really wants to watch Orphan Black season 5 of Orphan Black, or is it over now?
No, it's about to start.
It's just started the final season.
Yeah. So
but that's BBC.
But we didn't even get invited. But we didn't get invited to that set. As much as I love the cast, we didn't get invited to that set.
Seriously?
So my loyalty isn't.
The cast is like Tatiana Maslany and like a few other people that are.
I mean, come on, Christian.
That's right. There's like one actor in the whole show. She plays 27 characters. It's very, very.
She knows us by name,
I
but
was
we
like,
didn't
wow,
get on the
those
set.
table reads must be super crowded.
That's right. She changes her seats.
Now.
I wonder if she's gonna get on like a normal set.
Right?
Where he like
just goes home after 10 hours.
One character to play. Can I have that guy's character?
I can do it.
I can do it. I can do them all. Yeah.
She just gets the script and highlights everything.
Right.
Like I'll just say it all the words are
That's
mine.
right. That's right.
But speaking of scripts and season 3, do the stories still surprise you? Are you caught off guard by anything that happens?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been caught off guard by. I was caught off guard by a number of things in season 3, without a doubt. A couple of revelations about one revelation about my character, but a couple of revelations about characters. And also surprised by this season. The show's always had a little bit of a comedic bent. Sort of been a bit campy, a bit comedic. And this season we just go for it in a couple episodes.
Nice.
Where it feels entirely unlike the other episodes. Although entirely like the episodes. Like it feels like a completely natural outgrowth, and all the characters are behaving the way they would behave if that was the situation.
Right.
It's the ultimate situational comedy. But it's, that's what's so fun about the show, where I think that you can. Literally, if we had a musical episode, it would pass.
It could work?
Yeah. It could work. Yeah. We're not going to, but it could.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Well, not this season, maybe, but season 4.
Literally, we could wake up when someone had a virus, and the virus caused them to sing everything. Oh, it's bizarre. They're the part of their brain and it would work.
Yeah.
And the body swap has to happen.
The body swap.
Body swap has to happen by definition.
Yeah. Well, Joe's good with that. Joe's good with all right, let's go through the sci-fi tropes.
And just play with them. Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's so much fun, and I kind of hope, Joe, if you're listening.
He will be. I was tweeting. I can't remember what I said to him. Yeah, crap, I can't remember.
We're getting all the secrets
I think
tonight.
it was like the end of the episode of the premiere, and I was like, that is not a fair place to end. I am sorry. You, sir, are an asshole.
You, sir.
Are an ass, sir. Look at this. We're getting all...
Well, there's a nice angle. I want to make sure that we get the mic sound.
Oh,
so
yeah, true.
It's like a boat. Yeah.
If I did this... Okay, you rock it that way.
Oh, man. Now I'm back on the cruise.
Right.
Yeah. All right, what else you got for me?
I can't remember what I was doing that night, but I got home late, so I made sure my PVR was set up. But I basically had to... I was a good, 20 minutes to a half hour late, so I was just fast-forwarding through the commercials to get caught up with the live stream. No, it's good. Because then by the time I got there, I was, fully interacting on Twitter and stuff, too. There's, a good 45 minutes where I'm just, not talking. Because I was afraid to go on and, get spoilers and stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm in. And here we go.
Yeah.
And then Winona Earp was on right after that, so it was just a full fucking night of me in front of the television, drinking.
As opposed to what?
Yeah, as opposed to
As opposed to not drinking every other night? I don't know.
Do you guys ever watch the shows together? You interview about the shows together. Never happens?
No.
Okay.
We often say, you need to watch this, and you need to watch this, and let me know when you caught up, and blah, 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 blah. Like Twin Peaks, prime example.
Twin Peaks, prime example. Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Well, it's just started, right?
And now I'm ahead of
I knew there was a new one, but it has begun.
Yeah. So I watched like the first 2, and I gave put them on a jump drive.
Does it have the same sort of feel where like you can literally have an entire table full of donuts? Remember that scene in Twin Peaks?
It actually, like, the first
feel?
episode especially, I was, like, in tears for, like, the theme song started, I cried. Every time I saw a character from the original, I bawled. I was like, this is, because the X-Files didn't affect me the same way, and I thought it would. I expected it to. And so then this one I was like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm over it. And then it's like 5 minutes in, I'm like,
Whereas my reaction was like, holy shit.
Was it like, tears of the passage of time? What is that?
Yeah, it was like nostalgia and just like a coming home kind of sense of. I mean, this was my high school formative years of a sort. So
crazy, eh?
It was just and I meant to rewatch like at least the last episode of the original series and go into it. I was like, nah, fuck it, I can do this. And then and I still like Lynch. I don't know what's going on, man, but I am on the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I watched that Twin Peaks rewatched, I suppose, but, you forget.
Oh, totally.
About 5 years ago, I watched the whole series again, and, man, just...
Nice. I got it all on DVD as soon as it came out.
So good.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, for those who haven't seen it, yeah, it stands up, man.
It really does.
It really does.
Especially, like, I remember watching it and just going for, like, that's a clue, like the blinking traffic light and the pie shot and the coffee and like everything was like a clue and it fucking wasn't a clue.
It wasn't a clue. It was just 127
But then when you know how it's actually going to go, everything becomes like so much more, I don't know, like heavier somehow.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't know, there were like personal experiences. The whole death of Laura Palmer thing was like I related to a thing that happened in high school as well, so it was like a personal journey as well, but just not as much supernatural stuff. There was no Bob, as far as I knew.
No comment.
As far as you knew.
Yeah.
Supernatural is always a little mysterious.
Yeah, I was on the outside anyway, so I was poor Andy, the sheriff station. Let's bring it back to Dark Matter for a second.
And let's make sure that Dark Matter doesn't do any of those supernatural episodes, because having rewatched some of those sci-fi shows that do the supernatural episodes, they don't work, so don't do them.
Don't do a supernatural episode.
No.
Like what? Like what?
Buck Rogers is a prime example. They did a space vampire episode, which was basically Dracula, and it was terrible.
We sort of did a zombie episode.
Yeah.
That's different, though. You can play with that.
Zombies can be anywhere.
Yeah.
Even in
space. I mean, in the modern culture, zombies can be anything because it can be a virus, it can be it's not supernatural anymore. So
we're all germaphobes.
Yeah, fair enough. Just like the virus that causes you to sing.
Right? Which is totally going to happen.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Once Upon a Time did a musical episode recently, and I was
so much fun.
I don't know if I can watch this. And then I watched it, I'm like, no, this was pretty great. Actually.
It would work. Plus, we have some very good singers on.
I was about to say, who can carry a tune on the set?
Carry a tune. I mean, like everybody can carry a tune. I mean, no, there's really no bad singers. Well, I'm not sure that I've heard Jodelle sing, but I've heard most other folks sing. Okay. The guys can all carry a tune. It would be fine. In fact, I sing in this, as does Zoe.
Zoe, really?
Wait for
little android singing.
And of course, Melissa is. I mean, she can really sing.
I finally got to see her sing live for the first time.
Oh yeah, where did you see her?
At the Acting Up Stage Company's production last year, where my obsession with Divine Brown became reality as well. So we had her on the show as well, but.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I was still like sitting there watching it, and I was like, I just realized like this is the first time I've been in the same room with Mel when she's singing.
She's a different person, isn't she? Yeah. It's she's a great actress, without a doubt. But when she sings, there's something about that that's magical. It really is, and there's a reason she.
Something else comes out of her. Like there's she's got a natural quality as an actor too.
Yeah.
She's got very good instincts, but
this is not Melissa. This is not a slight in your acting. I think you're beautiful on camera, and you are charismatic on screen. When she sings, there's just something that makes you just go.
Yeah. That's why it took me half the show to realize. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot where I was when she was saying, and she has like a presence when she walks on stage too.
Yeah, it's kind of neat, man.
Even background, like she would be singing in the background a little bit, and somebody else would be out front. But I was like just staring at her the whole time. Like I couldn't.
The thing that I can equate it to now that I have kids is when you see your kid find that thing that they're good at.
Yeah.
And they may be good at a bunch of different things, right? They may be excelling at it, and they may be getting whatever A's and moving through the sport thing or whatever. And they may be good. They may be among the best of their. But it's not their thing, right? And not everybody has a their thing where, like when Melissa just opens her mouth and starts singing, you're just like, that's that. That's what that is. Yeah. I know what that is. That's
she
someone.
Instagrammed a clip where she was singing and her dog was like kept trying to lick her face and stuff, and I was like even that, you're just sitting in your pajamas on a Sunday afternoon, and it's magic.
Yeah, it's like, you know what it's like? It's like when you watch like a retired athlete and they're like in their mid-50s and they're playing hockey, and you can just tell that this is their thing.
Yeah.
Even though they're in their mid-50s and whatever, and there's something just about the way it expresses itself in the body where you know this is it.
Comes out.
You know that when they were, say, Mel's age or when they were younger, this was it. This was the thing that God gave them. And they didn't have to try or work or whatever. It's the thing.
It just happened.
It just happened. And it's amazing when that happens. And it doesn't happen for everybody. So, those of you who haven't heard her sing live, go.
Yeah. I watched the whole Canadian Idol season, but there's a way bigger difference watching it in person than...
Well, plus she was 16 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And she has become a much different human being, like we all do over those 10 years, and from 16 to 26 or 27, 28. And it's neat. It would be really cool to see that, to see singing take a bigger place in her life again. Again, not because acting shouldn't be. It should be. She's astounding. And
she's very natural. Like not everybody. Some people I watch them and I can see them acting.
Yeah.
And Mel's not. Like she just becomes two, and then even I had a hard time talking to her on set because she was like dressed as two.
Yeah.
She's like she shot a scene and then came to talk to her. She's all tall.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get past like.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't know who I was talking to, but I was like caught between like.
That happens to me all the time when I see her walk down the halls too. So.
Does she walk in slow motion with like?
Always. Particularly when she's walking that way.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we shot that scene. It's a reference. It's not a personal thing that happens on set. It's the show. We shot the show.
Shot the show. That's all.
We shot the show. That's all.
So between the shows, you're wrapped for the season.
Yes.
You've got the Playhouse thing happening.
Yeah.
What else are you working on?
Well, the Playhouse thing sort of inserts itself in a much larger, a much larger project in Wellington with a bunch of people, where we've purchased a number of buildings and we're transitioning those from residential uses to commercial because it's right in the heart of the village. And we're involved. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes in an affordable housing project on an old municipal property that. We partner with the local church and with my brother, who's an architect out in Calgary, and that one hopefully will grow, and more members of the community will be involved in that. And so there's a lot of irons in the fire out there, including a longer term plan for development on sort of the last large piece of property right in the heart of town. So it's I'd say it's among the most rewarding things that I've ever done, where you can see people. Where you physically change a human space, and you see people using a space in a way they've never used it before, and you see people congregating and laughing and whatever, renting bicycles and having ice cream and sitting around. The most recent one is a little cafe called Enid Grace Cafe, and we aren't the entrepreneurs. We're creating the spaces to allow the entrepreneurs to exist, and this woman. Opened Enid Grace Cafe. Her name is Enid, and Enid Grace, and she just knocked it out of the park and created this beautiful, and it's minuscule, like it's the size of this room plus the kitchen, and created this wonderful little community space where everybody comes and, you know, all rub shoulders and all gotta like kind of, it's almost like a kitchen party where you gotta like kind of squeeze, let me just grab the coffee, you know, it's that kind of thing.
There's a guy with a guitar.
Yeah, totally.
Singing.
And, you know, it just makes me grateful and happy and warms my soul to see people sitting out there having their coffees in the sun and chatting away, and then folks running into each other, and it's one of the neat things about any community, whether it's a small town or whether it's a community within a large city, where people have their haunts and they go there specifically because they do rub shoulders with the other people in their communities, and these chance happenings, oh hey, have you met so and so, and all of a sudden you're creating, you're building the web of your community. And then when that community web is strong, your community is healthy. If somebody needs help, then the web is built. And you know, it's not like we are building the web. We are contributing to an already existing web within a community. Wellington in Prince Edward County. Prince Edward County on the whole is special, but I don't know all the corners of it. I know my little corner of it very well. And you know, Wellington has a strong history of community, you know, community initiatives and community projects, and some of the best parts of that little village, the most memorable, magical parts of that little village were created by the people in the town saying, hey, listen, you know, we can do this. We can create a magical little waterside park. It's the nicest park you've ever seen in your life, but you just want to drive, you know, 40 minutes off the 401 when you're driving to Ottawa from Toronto to just stop and play by the waterside park. And, you know, like literally it's that kind of thing. And that was a community initiative in that case. And it's a pretty magical place in that regard, where I personally haven't lived in a community where there's so much sense of ownership and belonging and control over your own community, and we don't even have our own government. Our government is actually over in the town over, right? So it's not like we have, and it's partially because of that, I think, in the sense that it's, you know, we have one councillor out of 14. We're not a significant power in
you can
the government.
Freak out and go like, oh my god, we're on our own, but you're more like, we're on our own and let's
I think it's actually one of the most rewarding things. Yeah, where it's not that the community government isn't supportive. That's not it. It's that we're 1 out of 14 voices on that council. So there are 13 other voices that carry as much weight individually as our voice. And so at this point in time, you sort of say, all right, well, that's not a forum for achieving, you know, certain objectives. And then what is the forum? Well, the forum is us. And, you know, institutions like the Rotary or the Lions are very active in making a strong community, and it's all volunteer. It's great. It's pretty amazing.
It's a very different vibe from the city, for example.
You know, I would say it is. I mean, I think people's reflexes are the same everywhere.
Pockets, though.
There's pockets. Yeah. There's pockets, and generally speaking, those pockets come from this. Yeah. It comes from the fact that you feel a sense of belonging, and the sense of belonging is this curious thing where it's both acceptance and responsibility, and it's both of those. And if you feel one without the other, it's not community. And community is this idea that you are accepted within a web of people, this interrelated web of people, but you're also like responsible for them. That acceptance, the quid pro quo is you're responsible for them, and we are responsible for each other. And that's, you know, you could definitely find that in other places. I don't want to romanticize a little village over the city. People are people. But physical structures and human structures can either promote the growth of this or can promote the breakdown of this. Right. And I think what's so special about where we're currently living is that it seems like there's a lot of desire to create a social construct that increases interconnectivity, which is it's pretty special.
Even with me, because I got this little dog that lives with me. And at first I was like, oh man, like I'm gonna have to talk to people. Like every time we meet another dog on the sidewalk, I gotta freaking talk to another human being that I don't know. But now, like, we're having puppy parties on the sidewalk and stuff, and it's like, like I know one woman in my neighborhood just lost her dog, so like everybody's just kind of come together to like, and I'm like, I barely knew her name, I knew her dog's name, but everybody just sort of comes together to like, we know your pain, so we're here for you, and we see you every day. So
yeah, of course.
It's just kind of this weird thing where I went from like, I don't know the person who lives next door in my building, and yet now I know every dog person in my building.
Yeah, of course you do.
And along my street and around my block.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it's sort of changed, and I'm like, yeah, here's my community.
That's it. Any kind of reason for people to be happy within community is fantastic, and dogs are among the best. I mean, we have dogs too. Well, a dog.
They're just like they're so loving and like open, and it's like Brody goes up to everybody. I'm like, we don't know them. Like, don't talk to strangers. He's like, no, I could get some tuna.
Yeah. I mean, it is very cute. Yeah, our dog does go up to everybody and tries to jump on them, and it's not so much. It's a little less cute. It like rips your arm socket out. I mean, that kind of thing. Yeah,
he's a Yorkie, so it's basically
yeah, he's not ripping your arm socket out. He's not big enough.
He's not ripping anything,
really. Fair enough, except for maybe himself against the lead.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
He does overheat a lot trying to fight me. But it was a big difference, and aside from the patience of like having to stop and sniff every 2 feet, it was a lot of like I used to get anxiety and I'm like, oh my god, there's somebody coming towards us, I'm gonna have to talk to them. And now
but
it's
yet
like
you interview people,
right?
Yeah, but that's by choice. It's not like at 6:30 in the morning when I'm just like I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
But I don't know, he's sort of mellowed me out over my